How did the German colonial administration impact the local economy? If you're curious about how Germany's colonial ventures affected the local economies of the territories they controlled, let's take a closer look at the historical context and the economic outcomes. Germany's colonial period was relatively short, spanning from the late 19th century until the end of World War I. During this time, German politicians and economists believed that colonies could be a profitable venture, helping to solve some of Germany's economic issues, such as the lack of raw materials and the high emigration rate of German workers. One of the primary goals of German colonial policy was to make the colonies financially self-sufficient and eventually contribute to the German treasury, particularly to fund naval expansion. However, this goal was not achieved. The colonies consistently ran budget deficits, with significant infrastructure projects like the Tanganyika Railway contributing to these losses. Despite these efforts, the colonies only accounted for a minor part of Germany's total state expenditures, about 0.1% in 1913. In terms of trade, the colonies did not significantly meet the raw material needs of German industry. For example, while colonies produced goods like cotton, the quantities were too small to be substantial. The main raw materials needed by German industry, such as rubber and nitrates, were not adequately supplied by the colonies either. The local economies of the colonies were also impacted by the imposition of German economic policies. For instance, the introduction of German currency and the establishment of trade regulations often disrupted local economic systems. Additionally, the exploitation of local resources and labor for German interests further strained the local economies. The economic benefits for Germany were limited, and the colonies did not become the economic boon that German policymakers had hoped for. Instead, the colonies remained a financial burden, and their economic contribution to Germany was minimal compared to the overall German economy. In summary, the German colonial administration had a mixed and largely negative impact on the local economies of the colonies. The financial deficits, lack of significant economic contribution, and disruption of local economic systems all highlight the challenges and failures of Germany's colonial economic policies.